You know, everybody wants to know what the race war looks like, but nobody wants to know how to avoid it. I'm getting sick of Americans. I'm getting sick of all of us. We just want some soap opera society, or do we want to fix the problems we're talking about? Well, that's what this part's about right now, the action plan. Let's get it. You've made it to part 4 of the St. LibCon podcast, the action plan. This is where we not only just talk about what's going on and the issues that are facing our community, but we try to figure out how to solve them. So, we've been talking about this pending race war. And we know now, if it pops off, it's going to pop off between a shooting of an unarmed black man. Let's just put it quick, put it out there as candid as possible. That's how it will start. Now, there's a couple things that we want to keep in mind if and when this happens. Our job is to de-escalate the situation, not to whip up everybody's emotions and move us towards a true race war. Okay? So, de-escalate the situation. And that's going to be the theme of this action plan and segment 5, Ride With Me. Ride With Me is the viewer participation. De-escalation. In part 5, we're going to talk about it. But you say, Saint, are you saying if unarmed black men continue to get killed by police, we should just accept it? We shouldn't go out in the streets and protest? We shouldn't make a sound? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, let's figure out a way that we can hold police accountable, truly accountable, and in doing so, create a deterrent. Now, I think I have to say one thing on this before we move on. Anytime an unarmed person is shot and killed by law enforcement, it's a tragedy, and it should be avoided at all costs. It's a problem anytime it happens. Every incident affects a family. But it's not an epidemic. This thought that this is one of the biggest issues in the black community. Let me tell you, Colin Kaepernick the other day, and he's going against the Betsy Ross flag. He's going against the American flag. Why? Because they're symbols of racism. They're symbols of oppression. My question is, why wouldn't he say, let's boycott Soldier Field? Think about it. Let me read you something. 2015, how many blacks were killed by cops that were unarmed? 38. 38 lives lost, souls gone, tragic. 2016, 18. 2017, 19. 2018, from the info I had, it was on pace for about 2022. Lives lost, tragic. 2016, 770 murdered in Chicago. 2017, 660 murdered in Chicago. 2018, 561 murdered in Chicago. You want to boycott the American flag? Boycott Chicago. Should see your ass at a Cubs game. Give me a break. So anyhow, those 20 or so lives lost every year are still real lives that we need to save. And I think more can be avoidable. And if our community knows that there are true, fair justice, then they will know. Then my daughter opened the door. Hey, I'm filming my show. Get out of here. I'll be in the kitchen in a second, okay? Shut the door, please. Shut it hard. It's early morning. Everyone's waking up. Sorry. Told you, I'm just real. This is my life. So anyhow, if we know there's true justice, it's easy for us to de-escalate. And if police officers know that there will be true justice, then I think there will be more deterrent, or more incentive actually, for them to act responsible. So I've called one of my buddies who's a DA. He hasn't returned my phone call. I don't know. He probably thinks I'm a nutbag by now. But me and the brother were real cool back in the day. But I wanted to get his take on this. I wanted to get your take on this, and we'll talk about this as the action plan. The action plan is this: when a cop shoots an unarmed person and they go to a grand jury, there's a grand jury, and we have regular citizens there, and the DA goes and they present a case against the cops. They do an investigation. They present a case against the cops to the grand jury to see if there's probable cause for the cop to be indicted. And that means that they would levy charges on the cop. Then he'd have to go to trial and, you have a trial. Well, many of those don't even get indictments, and you have to say, why? And I'm thinking in my head, what DA who works with the police all the time, knows about their family, knows about their life? I mean, I'm not saying they're buddies, but they are definitely work associates. How do you have a full-throated prosecution of a police officer? I don't think you can. And so I would like to see a third party do those prosecutions, that to take out of the district attorney's office to present information, to do an investigation, and present that information to the grand jury to see if there will be an indictment. Because I tell you, I mean, I'm sorry. There's some cases that just blow my mind, that there's no indictment. And I think when that happens and you say, oh, these people are not even going to go to trial and be judged by their peers, because the people who are putting on the prosecution, I mean, they're good people. They want to do the right thing in my mind, I think. But just as human beings, these are people you work with. These are people you know. You're not going to get the same type of case as a unbiased third party would. So I think we should figure out how to engage our lawmakers and make this happen. That is the action plan. Now, along with the action plan goes a lot of self-responsibility. Now, this is something that we don't talk a whole bunch about in the Black community, but I'm going to talk to you about it, and I'm going to be real with you about it. You got to take responsibility for your own actions. You can walk around here and act like everything's just happening to you, and you're a victim, and you have no control of your situation. That's what they want you to think. It's garbage. Now, I've been pulled over by the cops so many times. I used to be a stockbroker, drive a little Porsche around Beverly Hills and stuff, and have my top down. This cop pulls me over for no reason and says, I went through a stop sign and almost hit these people. The People were on the other side of the street, and I stopped at the stop sign. What did I say? Yes, sir. Can I see your driver's license and registration? Yes, sir. And I could have said, those people are over there. I stopped completely. Why? What am I going to accomplish? And you have to de-escalate the situation. And that's what I did. And then this jerk, he got a little call on his radio. Oh, I got a crash I have to respond to. Here's your information. Peace. Guess he noticed I wasn't a gangbanger or something. I don't know. Dope dealer. However they make us look. So, that's not the only time. I mean, I've had more incidents I've had multiple incidents, 3, 4, 5 incidents. One time I was filming on my camera as I was driving a police stop. And I guess they were just wrapping up because by the time I made it down the street, they had stopped me. And he's like, were you using your phone? I said, no, I was using a camera. He said, but it was on your phone. I said, yes, sir. Let me see your license. I give him my license. He looks at my license. This is a true story. He looks at my license. He says, Mr. Saint, I know where you live. Here you go. Maybe I'll find out where you work and I'll come film you at your job. I'm like, man, this cop was black. Hey, they deal with real LA gangbangers out here, so they're not playing. But come on, I got threatened. Now, I could have said, oh, you know where I live? I know your badge number. I know your badge. I know your, you know. Why? What is that going to accomplish? You know what we need to accomplish? Getting home. Getting home to my daughter. That's what I'm trying to accomplish. And how? By de-escalating the situation. There's nothing wrong with being in the complete right and a cop making you feel like you're in the complete wrong. Who cares? I don't care. I care about my life. And I believe in justice. And I will, after the incident, follow the correct means to get that justice. And I may not, but I'm not going to get killed. So, there's many stories like this. It happens every day where brothers and sisters de-escalate the situation. And that's what I want to hear from you. In this part 5, Ride With Me, I want you to send in some type of content. You can shoot me an email. You can hit me on Instagram, Facebook. You can create a little video. And we're going to read some. We're going to show some in next week's episode on different ways that you have had interactions with the police and where there could have been an incident, but you de-escalated the situation. I would love to hear that, and I think many of us would benefit from your shared experiences. So, you have made it. You've officially made it through the first episode of the St. LibCon podcast. And when I say you have made it, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like we have made it. So many people have been supportive and shooting me messages and hopping on social media and watching our videos. I just want to say thank you for that. It energizes me and it makes me feel that we are going to change the situation here in our community, all of us together. And I thank you for that. This is tougher than it looks, tougher than it looked to me. Producing these, getting these out, having the storage, getting the upload. I feel like I'm facing real challenges against big tech. I don't know. I mean, maybe I just don't have the right equipment. Maybe I just have bad luck. But I'm getting throttled. I'm getting videos erased. I'm running out of storage. That's my fault. Getting that cleared up this week. But I want you to know we're doing everything and anything we can do to get you content so you understand how we can all benefit from information and different conversations shared within our community. And in episode 1, we discussed about how we can avoid the race war. Share this video. Go ahead and like it. Go ahead and please subscribe so you know as we release content. We're going to try to make it on a regular basis, but it may not be. And so hit that little bell next to the subscription button, and that way you'll be notified when new content comes out. So please subscribe to the page, like it, share it. We love that you love what we're doing for you and doing for the community. We want to be partners with you in doing this. Thank you for watching the very first episode of the St. LibCon podcast. We're going to change the world together. Let's get it.